Howdy everybody, welcome to the Ham Nuggets live stream. If you've never been here before, this is the show where we don't know what we're doing, but all of us together have enough brains that we can almost figure it out most of the time. Our friend Garth, a longtime supporter of the channel, WG2G, has sent in this dingus, Jim's favorite word. This is what we call an AMBE server from Zum Radio. And there's not a whole lot going on in the box. That really is it. Over here is the Ambi decoder. This is the proprietary chip that's in all the radios that do DMR and fusion and so forth. And this is why you can't really open source the deal, because you need to have this chip, and this chip requires a license. And I'm kind of like talking from a little tiny bit of what I know here, so work with me a little bit. This here, this is really fun. This is an Espressif, I think that's how you pronounce that.
Close enough.
ESP32. And this is a really cool module. This is like an Arduino and a Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth all rolled into one. And then up here you have, over here, you have an Ethernet port. And somewhere around here you have an SD card slot. And you have a micro USB port. And that's really all this thing is. It's like it's just enough to get you up and running. And
hold it up again there, Steve-O. So it's not a Pi.
No.
At all, but it has all the connectivity of a Pi. Does it have any USB other than the power? Did you say?
It has this one here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's USB. We'll figure it out. I don't know if that's USB connectivity or USB power. However, Garth is a true gentleman and a scholar. He sent along an actual USB power supply, which you don't get anymore. You spend $1,000 on a cell phone. They don't include these things anymore.
All right.
And it doesn't have nary a spec on it. Oh, there it is. Holy moly. Get out my danger glasses. Danger glasses on.
Apparently I'm hot.
You're very hot, yes.
I know. I get that all the time. The ladies love me.
I mean, you are a licensed ham radio operator. You must be fending them off with a stick.
All right, how's that, you audio judges out there in the audience?
That's much better. Output is 5.2 volts, 1.8 amps. So that's actually quite a beefy output for a power supply.
I wonder if Windows must have done something. I had to reboot earlier, and it must have adjusted the audio. Because I haven't changed the mixer. That stuff stays the same.
So as is true to form, we literally know nothing about this thing. Now, what we know from being, licensed ham radio operators, professionals among amateurs, is, I just made that up, is it's an AMBE, AMBE, which is the DMR Fusion D-Star codec that is used. So I'm going to assume that there's some way that you can use this thing to get onto the DMR modes, into the DMR talk groups, into the D-Star reflectors. What do they call YSF rooms? There's a name for it, I'm sure.
Reflectors. They're reflectors. I don't know why we had to call it. It's a chat room, whatever you want to call it. It's a radio chat room. Same as a talk group. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that this thing becomes a device on your network, and it's pretty interesting that it has. Jim, you want to share out the website there? It's pretty interesting that it has a RJ45 jack as well as the ESP32. So I'm going to assume you can just kind of sit this thing on your network and talk to it over IP.
You can. I might have cheated and read through this a little bit earlier. See, Steve's making that disappointed face at me. Yeah.
I'm going to give you less notice in the future.
I'd like to know what you're going to throw out before I show up.
How can we make the stream at an hour and a half if we actually know exactly what we're doing? And
well, we don't. Listen. I only scanned the documentation. I did not thoroughly read it.
Oh, I see headers.
So
5V TX RX ground. So I did see in the documentation this thing's like a 480,000 bit per second serial device. And usually serial tops out at like 115, 200. So 480, 522 or something weird like that.
So what it looks like to me from a cursory glance, and honestly, and apparently someone else read the documentation because he just said that. I did perform a cursory recon of the documentation, and
Chris, play along.
It looks like it. Yeah, that's right, Ed. I was pre-gaming. That's right.
No HDMI or DVI.
It looks like what this is a replacement. It's not a replacement for. It does the same thing, and maybe some extra functionality. That rsync bridge board that provided serial to a MMDVM hat for the Pi, and I did 3 videos on it, and we talked about it on car and whatever. But so this
buttons.
this easy cowboy.
I found buttons. I'm excited.
He's excited. Just looking at the table of contents right here on the documentation is kind of an indication of what this does. Can you guys read that, or do I need to embiggen that some more?
You might as well make it as wide as the screen at least. Like that's always a good rule of thumb.
Well, it's pretty much as wide as
Jim,
the screen now.
Jim, we had a company meeting today, and we discussed
better?
this.
It's not the right cover sheet though, so
Right.
so in looking at the table of contents on the documentation, it looks like it connects Ethernet, either statically assigned or dynamic IPs. It has Wi-Fi. It has hardwired Ethernet because you showed the port, and also that USB is going to be serial because it says UART on here. Then
Universal asynchronous receiver transmitter. I remember stuff from the 90s.
Look at you! Look at you! Actually, that's from like the '60s, brother.
16550.
Yeah,
was the
that's
one to
right.
have.
That's right. The fancy one.
The 8250 was the one before that. It couldn't go as fast.
That was the ghetto one in my Tandy 1000, and then I got my own white box machine in return for programming in Turbo Pascal, and I specified when they paid me for that coding, I wanted
You were saying so many
16550 in there.
keywords right now. You're getting vintage bingo.
I'm telling you, man, I was there. So anyway,
to be fair, before you go too much farther, the Tandy 1000 with the 8250, it was state of the art when the Tandy 1000 came out. The 16550 didn't come out until like the 90s, and the Tandy 1000 was an 80s thing.
Yeah, I had the 16550 by the time I divested myself of She Who Cannot Be Named. So yeah, around 90, 91 is probably maybe a little before, but yeah, I had a Tandy 1000 with a green screen was my first PC. That was my step up from Commodore 64. So in looking at this table of contents, so the first thing we looked at was the connectivity, and then this is telling us right here, BlueDV, Peanut, or Buster. So this is going to do digital voice modes. Hello, Jason Johnston.
Hello, Jim, whatever your last name is.
Wow, son. I mean, you know, that's fine.
Jim, the Flex Man Perry.
I didn't want to say it. But
no,
there it is.
No, you can't have that.
So,
Jason, your mic is low.
Yeah, okay.
Have you seen one of these before, Jason?
I have, yes. I actually have one of those. I haven't really done much with it, but
we're gonna have two people playing along tonight.
So you got to play
yeah,
along
yeah.
tonight, buddy.
yeah,
This is awesome.
yeah. I don't mean this in a negative way, so don't take it that way. But I don't see the appeal of using DMR or anything else without a radio. I don't get it. But
The appeal for me is this thing showed up in my mailbox, and now I must.
well, there you go. I mean, and that's a good enough reason as any. So
I nerd, therefore I am.
yeah, exactly. So you're trying to get it installed or what?
We right now it is sitting here unplugged, and we need to do something else with it.
We're gonna do
come
the,
at
we're gonna
just
do
the right
the
time.
thing. Yeah.
Ah,
We're still
okay.
reading the documentation, trying to figure out what it's all about.
All right.
Jim's still too hot.
He was
Okay.
he was louder than where were we the other night? He was louder than somebody.
Where was I the other night? I guess it
That
was on
narrows
your
it a
show.
lot
Maybe
down.
maybe a week or two ago. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Steve, continue.
Yeah, so where I am is there is an SD card in here, and I'm sure this has got some things that Garth doesn't want us to see. So of course, what we're going to do as Ham Bros is we're going to plug it in to the SD card adapter and see if Windows knows what this thing is. So that's and here goes the whole stream as I insert this virus into my computer.
Yeah.
Live.
Right.
Let's see, it wants me to choose what to do with it. That's That's a joke. Right. Oh, and there's nothing on it. There's just an INI file. Let's open that.
Yeah, Windows. Is this better? Windows had jacked itself up to 100.
I don't know. How does it compare to me? 1, 2, 3.
You sound fine.
Yeah, you sound fine to me. It's
Steve
when you
sounds
get really
fine.
close to it.
Well, I don't generally do that. Y'all in the stream, all you judgmental people in the stream, and I know you're there.
All right, so this is the zum.ini file that is the only contents of the flash drive. Well, it's a good thing I didn't have Garth's Wi-Fi password exposed there.
Ooh.
So that looks pretty cool. Looks like we can just, I mean, we're getting way ahead of ourselves not reading the documentation. You can set the Wi-Fi 0 equals use Wi-Fi.
Test.
Good. DHCP 0 equals use manual settings, 1 equals request from router. I'm going to request that from the router. I'm going to leave Mac alone. I'm going to comment out these other settings, which I don't know. I'm taking an educated guess here. And if I leave these things out, it will do something smart with them. I'm going to fill in my Wi-Fi and password, because for some reason, you're not supposed to share. I've seen this on a lot of live streams and YouTube videos. You're not supposed to share your Wi-Fi ID and password. Although the chances of you driving by my house during the stream while I have this set up in stream
Right.
mode, 0. Like, I'm not smart enough to change my password after, so therefore I censor it during the video.
Right.
But I must do what YouTubers do. AMBE Server.
Somebody wigged out because they thought they saw my IP address on a stream 3 or 4 weeks ago. You remember that?
I've had that
Yeah.
happen to me.
I'm like,
24.
who
like-
cares?
60, flip
I'm like,
screen,
I'm behind a VPN. Well, the only IP addresses I typically show are 192.168 addresses.
What? Jason, no.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
my God.
But I'm behind it. I mean, even if I was to give my real world IP, I'm behind a VPN, so I don't. It's a VPN IP that changes every time you disconnect and reconnect the VPN.
I'm behind a
I'm
very
gonna
good firewall.
save. Well, I mean, you are InfoSec.
Well, there is that. And a network guy.
All right, so I have updated that. Oh, that was not the thing I wanted to eject. Whoops. Sorry.
Hey, Hollywood, what's up, buddy? Hollywood's up in here now. This is getting serious.
My background is not playing.
Right. SD card has been updated. It's neat that you can do that, because that makes it really easy to do the thing with the thing here. So I guess this thing should now boot up and be a part of my network.
Yep. You might want to be able to get into your router so you can see what IP address.
I had
It pulls.
never actually done that. Let me see if that's even a possibility.
There's not a Soho router in the world you can't do that on.
So this is the Starlink router, and I don't know that there's
Oh.
anything in there to set in the first place.
Well, it's probably set DHCP for you, but there should be a place to show clients.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Why do you think I'm on 144? This thing thinks I'm 192.168.144.x/24.
So, what's your
possible.
Starlink subnet? 144?
No, that is what it is. Wow. Oh no, I'm sorry. I am not on Starlink. I am on my my cell phone hotspot.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
They give weird subnets on cell phone hotspots.
Yeah, Verizon gives me like 192.168.30, I think.
Yeah. I think mine's 183 dot something.
I did that because my XYL, as we call them in the ham world, is watching a movie over there.
Oh.
So
Were
she
you
gets
on-
the Starlink?
Were you on Starlink last night on my stream?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a little weird on your stream because I noticed that my connection to your Zoom was fine, and then what you were streaming back was like a half a second delayed or something.
Yeah, it looked like you were having internet issues to me. Because your feed coming to me didn't look as good as what your feed right now looks fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've tried to stream on Starlink a couple of times. It's really it's not really made for it. It'll do it, but you're not. You got to be.
So
in the
I'm
right
on
place.
the RV package. I'm sure you
So
are
am I.
too. And if
Yeah.
you're on the RV package, then you are deprioritized. Number
Yeah.
one, and then number two, you can go into your Starlink website account settings and you can enable it, but it takes about 15 minutes or so. So like 15 minutes before the stream, enable the extra bandwidth priority, and then
I didn't know you could do
start the
that.
stream.
Okay.
I don't know how much better it is. I did it on the very first Ham Nuggets where I had Starlink, so I don't know, 2 months ago or so.
I don't think we
And-
ever noticed a difference.
I don't think we noticed a difference, but it was possible that there could have been a difference. Okay, so I have the 3 IP addresses on my cell phone, which are... Why did that machine attach to it? So my TV behind me that you can't see is attached to my cell hotspot. My laptop is attached to my cell hotspot, and then the router itself, which apparently is .143, so all you hackers out there. Okay, so I'm going to power this thing up, and we're going to... there's no screen on it. There's no nothing on it. I don't know what the buttons do. Jim, what do the buttons do?
I don't know. I haven't read the documentation that much. Let's find out.
And this is not a gas station USB cable. This is actually a nice USB cable.
There are 2 buttons on it. Yeah.
Yes.
RST is a hard reset, and AP turns it into a host to enable AP host mode for a possible future firmware release.
Which may or may not have happened by now.
Right, but you probably need to update firmware for that.
We might do that tonight. It depends on how far we get. Oh, it lights up.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Electricity still works in this universe. That's awesome.
And this has got a C4 Labs case on it. C4 Labs makes a lot of cases for ham radio products, and they are an American company.
Yes, they're good folks too. I've traded emails with them a couple times in the past.
And then all the lights went out. Oh. The cable came loose.
I hate it when that happens.
Happens to the best of us, Jim. So I actually have this plugged in. I'm not using the power supply. I've got a beefy USB hub.
So
it
it
showed
is
up.
powered
As a
by
device
the
on my
micro
laptop.
USB port.
Yep.
When
Yeah.
using Wi-Fi or Ethernet, it's recommended to use a 5-volt power supply with at least 1 amp rating. When using UART mode, it's recommended to use a powered USB hub.
It's typical Raspberry Pi. Sounds
Yeah.
like to me.
Power requirements, yeah.
Mo power.
We're scanning. Do you guys know the IP address of my desktop, of my router? I mean, you can't get there from here.
Yeah, fellas, there's like 1,000 ways to check IP addresses on your network. Nmap is what I use. And there's 100 other applications for Windows, Mac, and Linux.
What is myip.com?
That's your external IP, not your internals.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Oh, internal is easy, just command prompt.
They were arguing how to find the address of another dingus. Not arguing, they were just sharing their favorite tools.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
I'm like, if we want to share tools, I will share all my tools and y'all will fall asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought, Steve, but that's not what I meant. The easiest way to find an address of some gadget on your network is to go look in your router's DHCP client table or download an app and run the app, whatever makes you happy.
I'm scanning, and I have less results now that it's plugged in than I did when it wasn't plugged in. Did I type in my Wi-Fi?
Well,
number?
they may not allow ping on that thing too, Steve.
That would make it really hard to figure out.
If they have
what it is.
ICMP disabled, it's going to be kind of hard for you to figure that out.
Right. She's unplugged. I'm going to check out the SD card again. Oh, I spelled my access point name wrong.
There's your problem.
Oh. Typical Linux user. Typo everything.
Well, he blames Windows. He's either the most snake bit Windows user in the entire world, or or he just, I don't know, it just makes him so angry he can't deal with it.
So I have downgraded my laptop from Windows 11 back to Windows 10, and it is much happier.
Are you less angry now?
Well, I mean, it's only crashed once in 2 weeks, as opposed to like 7 times in 2 weeks, 7 times in 1 week.
I haven't taken the Windows 11 plunge yet. I'm kind of scared to.
Easy peasy.
But I haven't had a Windows crash in 3 or 4 years. I mean,
right?
All right, we're rebooting. We'll see what happens.
I don't have any problems with it either. I mean, I have an old Dell 9010 that's the machine out in the shop, and it doesn't ever get turned off.
Mm-mm.
I rebooted this one because I had updates to apply.
So this is what Windows
hour or so
drivers
ago,
think of
but-
my internal camera on my laptop. By the way, this is fantastic. Let me go back to the good camera. Let's try one other thing while we're playing and waiting.
Yeah,
for
I've
the
got
boot.
11 running on this machine and a couple others, and 10 on that old thing out in the shop. And
Yeah, this is camo using its.
well,
it's even
try and
like
adjust your.
slow motion.
Can you adjust your brightness?
Let's see.
I mean, is it
brightness?
is it on auto and it thinks you're your exposure?
Well, that was brightness, like you said. Let me put that back to 0. Exposure. I have hue, saturation, vibrance, contrast.
Nope.
Just do a reset.
Yeah, exactly. This is the way it looks all the time.
So now I'm getting comments in the chat. And since this isn't my stream, I'm going to go ahead and say this out loud. KG6 NLW says, "Now you've done it, Jason. Your laptop is going to crash every other week in 10."
Right.
Well, it's very, very simple. The way to get, I used to tell people, I used to work in IT. The way to get Windows to stop malfunctioning is 2 things. Stop using Internet Explorer, which no one does that anymore, so that's good. Okay, and stop surfing midget porn. And if you don't do either of those things, then 99.99% chance your Windows box is going to be fine. So
Right.
Just FYI, little IT secret right there.
Now Garth said he set his to a static IP address. Steve.
I can do that. 192.168.144, something. All right, let me do that. Power down. Swap her out. I did comment out those things, which was a little cavalier. All right, SD card back in the laptop.
Jason Whiskey and T is asking you a question. Kevin.
I saw that. Asking for it. Yeah.
92.168.144.
Oh, give it something odd like
200.
There you go.
And then let's come back over to. I need to see what the subnet mask is. It's probably /24. Yep, /24. That's good. I did have MAC commented out, the MAC address. It's nice that you can set the MAC address, but it's weird that you can set the MAC address.
That's to get around cable modems that are hard set to a Mac, probably, or something like that.
It has the gateway setting in the config file is 255.255.255.0, which is wrong.
That's not your gateway, that's your net mask, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're not getting an address. Although it should have
Well, I mean,
pulled that from
it
your...
was commented out.
Okay, but it should have pulled that from your DHCP server anyway.
.143. Such a weird IP address for a router. And then DNS is Google 8.8.8.8. So I'm going to switch that over to something better, 9.9.9.9.
I use Cloudflare, Quad 1.
Yeah, 1.1.1.1. Quad 1. Oh, you're so bougie.
Use 8.8.4.4, but that's just because I think it gets used less than the other ones.
It gets used less than the other one. Yeah, Cloudflare is also 1.0.0.1, which I'm sure is the same sitch.
50% of the rest of the population that use that, yeah.
Right.
Trying to pull one over on Google. All right. SD card back in place. And once we get this thing up and running, I'll share out the SD card settings so that it's stream complete. Really?
Steve, I think we're going to have to do a show on networking. These boys are still tore up with network chat in the chat. Like, fellas, half of y'all are network people.
Y'all should know better.
And somebody said I had a Novell certification. No.
I do.
Never.
It's
had
expired.
one.
I had a CNA.
I never got one. I never
That
got
means
one.
It means I can read questions and answer obviously.
I had a couple Cisco certs. I have a CISSP. Well, it's expired now, and because I don't feel like keeping it up anymore. I mean, I figure it's been 30 years. Screw it. Let it go.
I have not once seen a benefit of a certification.
No.
And if you guys in the chat, if you guys have ever applied for a job and had a coding certification, a coding requirement, a coding test as part of the application process, and you have gotten the job, let me know. I've been in this weird situation, and I thought it was actually fun myself. I went on the job interview, and they did a coding test live where the guy on the interview, the guy giving the interview, did the coding. And I just gave him like the logic, and he converted it into syntax, and it all compiled and it all ran and everything was fine, and I still didn't get the job. Still not coming to life. Well, folks, thanks for joining the stream.
This was sent to you by a viewer, Steve?
Yeah, this was sent by Garth, WG2G. You bet Garth.
Yes, I think so.
You know, just nod and smile.
No, I know who you're talking about. I recognize the call sign.
Okay, for you network people out there, I'm going to share a quick network story. If you don't understand it, I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to tell you what the story is. I used to work at a state department here in Alabama with about 300 people on it, in it. And we got internet, and it was public internet. This is in the early 90s. And because my boss did not understand how routing worked, he decided we needed to have a Class B address for 300 people in the department, the entire department, a Class B address. They still have the Class B address today. What is that, 65,000 or 4 million? I can't math on stream.
You start talking about Class B and Chuck shows up. What's up with that?
You know,
Chuck is my
facts.
CCIE hookup.
Hey, I had a Class B license, man.
Scott's saying should have a
driving-
serial
for
device
driving,
that's plugged
though.
into
For driving,
Windows.
yeah.
I believe it.
And you know what, Jim? You really need to turn your audio back, man. It's clipping so bad.
Turn it back.
Yeah,
I don't
More?
hear him. I don't hear him
More.
clipping.
Oh, he
Dial
is.
it back. He says
Every-
you're hot still.
Every time he comes up close to the mic, he just blasts it.
He swears he
Yeah.
doesn't get it close to the mic.
I saw him eat it a couple times.
Son, now I'm eating it.
That's every time you talk like that,
Is Frank here?
it's super loud. Yeah, I
Right.
thought it was Frank.
It is loud. It's not clipping on me though.
Hello, John. The Cruxter's here.
That's good there.
Hey, John.
He's
John, what are
probably-
you doing? I can get you a link. You can hang out with us.
All right, that's
Yeah.
gone from 63 to 45 dB. Is this any better?
That's better. So far, I mean, unless you get really close to the mic. That's what I noticed earlier. You were really bad to start with.
Well,
Yeah,
I
he's
restarted
got it.
Windows and it set the audio for this mic all the way
Yeah,
up
it's
to 100.
Windows.
Mine,
fault.
mine tends
Windows.
to mine does that. It does, but it turns it down usually.
Yeah, I don't know what did that because it never
thing's
has
not
done that
working yet.
until a couple weeks ago.
This thing's not working yet. I built a 9-to-1 antenna while you guys were starting this thing.
Oh, come on, Chuck.
I
We're not
don't
at the
doubt
2.5 hour mark yet.
I don't doubt that at all, actually.
Well, I did start like half hour before, so or 15, 20 minutes before.
Oh,
This is the one TO for our friend.
Oh, nice. For Shane? Speaking of Shane, yes, thank you very much for the reminder. Shane, at the very beginning of the show, sent in a super chat. I'm scrolling. Can we get there? Can we get? Ah, there it is.
Can you get there?
Adventures in Blind Videography. This has been a wild ride for me, folks. If you ever have the opportunity to assist a blind ham, please do so. It will be a wonderful, amazing eye-opener for you. Shane is an extra class operator since 1998. He is visually impaired, or blind, as he says in his own channel name there. Thank you very much, Shane. And it will open your eyes. I assisted Shane with connecting power poles together. And if you guys have ever tried to connect power poles together, there literally is about 6 ways they can go together. All 4 sides connect, and the front, and then you have to put wires in the back. So that's 6 in my mind. Mm-hmm. And if you can't see, and if you're trying to explain to somebody who can't see, that was an exercise, and I had fun helping Shane out. Got him really excited. He got me really excited about, getting portable and going out on the air and everything, and it was fantastic. Shane, thank you very much for your help in enlightening me, and I hope that you are enjoying my help in enlightening you in return. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that.
That's cool.
And we are building an antenna for him, and that's what Chuck was showing.
It's up to testing, and then it gets us. I could just go ahead and put the heat shrink on, but that would be bad luck probably.
Ooh, overlanding.
I have to say, this is the NIDA one's the hardest one for me to build for some reason. I look at the thing, I look at it, and it's like, is that right? Is that right? But
Tim, Overlanding for Fun says, if you're tethering off your phone, most likely they have host isolation enabled, and you do not have an option to disable it. That is possibly
That's a
accurate.
very good possibility.
So I'm going to give it one more scan, and then we're going to switch networks while you guys all, vamp.
Okay, explain what host isolation is, because I don't know that one myself.
So it's like they're blocking it at layer 2, and
So you
every
can't do
device
it.
can see the network, the outbound network, the internet, for example. But you and me could be on the same hotspot, and I can't ping you, and you can't ping me, even though we're on the same network.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, they don't want you running a web server from your phone.
Yeah, it's kind of a security thing. On my Verizon hotspot, I can turn it on or off. I think I've got it off on mine, but so like if you're, and I know you have a portable All-Star node. I just built one a couple weeks ago. And if I want to get to Supermon while my portable node is on in the truck, it had to be disabled, or I can't get to Supermon because it's got host isolation turned on. It may be like layer 3 firewall. I don't know.
I have not had that problem on mine.
It could be, it could not be. It doesn't.
I was tinkering around before my live stream last night, and I looked for, Steve co-hosted for me last night. So I looked for Steve on stats.allstarlink.org, and he wasn't online.
I've been on since Dayton.
Okay, so I looked for Dennis 86DM because I see that Steve connects to Dennis sometimes.
Yeah.
And I looked at Dennis, and Dennis is connected to Jim.
Yes.
And Hayden is connected to Jim.
Yes.
So I connected to Jim.
Yes, you did, because when I went in this morning to work, I have a program called Transceive on my Mac at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy Nike, what is all this? Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Dennis and I have talked about it, and he was connecting to me, and I wanted to connect to Hayden, and we finally got a QSO.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk on the radio with Hayden because the time difference
Yeah,
is
the time
just
difference. Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
Speaking into the future.
Dennis will connect to me some. I've seen him on my system a few times in the past, so I'm just like, you know what? If you guys want to take it back over, I just did the outbound connection. You can disconnect it anytime you want to. So
You're not hurting my feelings,
that's the good thing about All-Star. You can connect and reconnect as much as you want.
Right. Speaking of All-Star, since you have been running it a lot longer than I have, is there a way, so on my mobile node, when it comes up, it will not auto-connect to my home node?
Yes, you can do that.
And I thought I had it set to do that, but it doesn't every time. And on top of that, the FTM 500's DTMF tones don't work, so I'm carrying a Baofeng to connect crap in the truck.
Right.
Every FTM 500 should come with a spare Baofeng.
Well, it's kind of
There's an
sad. I
idea.
got a brand new radio, and I got to carry a Fang to do the DTMF.
I use
$625.
So the ICOM ID5100 has DTMF memories in it, and I keep that programmed in there for star 343136. It was this connection to my hub, so I just that and it's done when going. But yes, you can do that. You can do that with Supermon. The problem is that when your node loses power, Supermon doesn't have a memory; it forgets it. So as long as your node keeps power, you can go into Supermon. You can go connect to this and click on the checkbox that says permanent. But the next time your node reboots, it won't be.
Yeah,
permanent
see,
anymore.
that's
The
that's
best
the
way to
problem.
do it is to go into the conf file and just set the string in the conf file to where it auto reconnects.
T, are you getting Chris?
Yeah, I
I'm
thought I
waiting
had.
for a break
I thought
in
I
the
had
chat.
done that as a startup macro.
I
Well,
think I could still find one if you need it.
it's
So Chuck, read that out and answer it, please.
Speaking of antennas, the barrel jacks that come with the Mercury, where did you get those? Do you have a link so I can purchase some extras for for alterations I want to do? Yeah, we get those straight off of Amazon. They come in a pack of 100, which is actually 50 sets. And we can get that.
Chris, send us a message
to
in the
you.
Coffee and Ham Radio's chat on Discord, and we'll get you a link.
Yeah.
And then Boinkmatic Gaming.
and I-
Go ahead, Chuck.
Just back for Chris. And I'm assuming you're talking the new ones, the red ones.
Okay.
Because we
Yeah,
changed
definitely
those.
hit
The other
us
ones
up
were
at the
too
Discord.
hard.
Links
other
at the
ones-
top of the chat over there.
The banana plugs were a little hard to do for most people, and I was finding that they weren't all good because I physically put them all together before I send anything, and I was finding some that wouldn't go together, or some that when they went together you couldn't get them apart. So we switched out those banana plugs. I think probably the vendor we were getting them from.
What
I like
link are
those
you
better.
talking
Next-
about, Boink?
So he's talking about the link in the description for Ham Radio Outlet, and actually that's a Ham Radio Outlet problem. If you go to hamradio.com currently, it's broken.
Oh,
really.
It's broken
I
for
got
me.
HRO. I just do HRO.
You are correct. Proxy is
So
failed
it
to
ain't,
connect to the web
it's not me,
server.
it's them.
They're just
Yeah.
not into you, man.
Yes.
And
yeah,
if you can't tell by how poor
failed.
my stream performance is, I've switched over to Starlink.
We can't tell.
No, it's fine right now.
This is
Oh, you
some of
guys
the
are
best
all
it's
broken
been.
up for me.
I haven't heard it drop yet since I
Mm-mm.
joined tonight.
It dropped while Jim was talking when I did the switch over, and I've got two. I'm looking for IP addresses. That's the router. So .25. Let's see if I can do .25. I'm assuming you can go to this thing in a web browser.
I got some snidely whiplash ass looking eyebrows here. Jesus.
What about your eyebrows, Jim?
Maybe they might be updating their website. That would be a nice thing.
At 5 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock, depending
No.
on your time zone.
Not likely.
Their
It
Let's
seems
go
like
in that
inside
middle
of
of the
business hours.
They're
Probably
doing
they
that
haven't
in the
been
middle
HRO,
of
if
the
you're
night.
hiring, let me know. Just saying.
You need somebody that knows how the proxy works.
Uh,
Yeah, their website is not the easiest. It's not super bad, but
It
I've seen
sucks.
worse.
HROs sucks.
I've seen worse.
Okay, so I have switched ISPs, and I have rerun the scan, and I have an unknown host of .25.
Tim, it drives my wife nuts.
And .25 is not bringing up a web page. So what should we do with .25, Jim?
You need to fire up
Because we need to install Peanut or something?
BlueDV. Let me bring the documentation back up. Although they're calling it an AMBE server, you think it'd have a web server.
I believe
At
it's
least.
supposed to. I believe it's
was-
supposed to. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm
Yeah,
scrolling
it didn't
through
pop
docs.
up this time on the scan. I'm scanning again.
Are
I'm
you guys
getting through
sandbagging
the
this? Really?
IP part.
What's that, Chuck?
Are you guys sandbagging this? Make it last longer or what?
Yeah,
That's
Steve,
exactly
go
what we're doing.
go get
I thought you guys
BlueDV.
would be done.
There is no web server. Go get BlueDV.
Okay, let's see. BlueDV in a new tab. Let me share out that tab. Present, share.
Apester's
Chrome
here.
tab.
Ape bro.
Speaking of 9 to 1s.
So the hours he shows up at his job, 9 to 1.
Well, when you're
Sorry,
when
show
you're
him
the
my
boss,
job.
man, you just do it the way you want, right?
I mean, he is a global manager, so you know.
he is. Well, he
It's
doesn't
a
say
fantastic
global,
screen share I got.
because
going.
that would
Oh, there it
insinuate
is.
that the Earth is round.
Right.
He's a flat manager
Right.
with an open door policy.
Robert, I was just making fun because they always make fun of my computer skills because I don't have any.
Oh, I
I
don't
can
have
hit
any
YouTube.
either. I mean, really, everybody in the chat is holding me up.
Dude, I mean, I couldn't have done what you did with 6100. That's for sure. I don't.
Yeah, just
I
download
just- I just-
BlueDV and we can.
I just stayed
configure
away
through
from
it.
that stuff. I'd like to though.
Looking for the download link. Why is there not an obvious download link on this page? You can download latest version here. Okay.
Right there.
Which opened up a new tab, so you guys can't see it.
Oh,
I have BlueDV AMBE Server, and I'm actually using AMBE Server, so let's do
You want
BlueDV
the
AMBE Server
BlueV
1000. Go ahead.
It
were you
just
saying?
says BlueDV. Do you have a client piece or is there a server app in there too?
Let me remove that tab, and let's present the tab that it opened up in its place. What a pain in the butt. These are my choices. Do these choices look like anything useful based on that documentation?
Can't read that, son. Keep going.
I zoomed in. I did. Can you read it now, Jim?
Yeah, just
Can
just
you read it
grab the MS. Let's see.
Grab the latest one. Grab
Yeah.
the 1006 from March of this year.
1006. Yep.
That's what I
So
would do.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
second
what I
one.
done zip.
They're calling it
See-
server, which kind of threw me off.
Jim's supposed to be like giving me guidance here, just in case.
I am giving you guidance, but I
if
also
I
have
re-
to talk through four
Yeah.
other people at the same time
I-
and
if-
the chat. Judge
If
me.
I remember correctly, the BlueDV AMBE server is made to work with an AMBE server. It's not a
It-
server by itself.
Yeah, that name threw me off. I
Yeah,
knew
it's
there's
weird.
BlueDV, but
I haven't-
when he said AMBE server, I'm like, we got an AMBE server. We don't. Need
I haven't messed with BlueDV in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a year or so since I screwed with it. Yeah, just unzip that and fire that up, Steve, and then the settings are fairly straightforward once we're in there.
All right, she's trying. Windows protected your PC. Microsoft Defender Smart Screen prevented an unrecognized app from starting.
Just
More
just
info.
roll with
Run
it.
anyway.
Just run with it. Boink, it
Stop.
also says use
Present,
BlueDV,
share.
and I refuse to use Peanut because it's called Peanut.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that word out loud when referring to an application. Next.
Peanut. All right, the installer will guide you through the steps. And I really went through all the trouble. Really? The next
Okay.
screen is a different screen. So it lost screen sharing. This is fantastic.
Just share the
All right, I'm
share
not-
the monitor.
Yeah, share the monitor. Take your
Yeah, we'll
midget
get
porn
smooth-
off of it.
We'll get stream steps in. I only have one screen, so you're going to see yourselves being shared back to yourselves.
It'll be all right.
But anyway, it's a Windows installer. So next. Don't read anything. Just next. Done. Close. Go. Run. Done.
That's fine.
That's how you do
And
Windows installs.
There you go.
Correct.
Of course, I don't know what it did.
I get a lot
Didn't
of
appear to
work
do
done on
anything.
these shows.
Peanut was Jim's
Oh,
nickname
wow.
in high school.
You just
according
had to
Abe.
see that.
Really?
You just had to see that, didn't you? And he had to say it.
According to Abe.
Oh, he
No, it
beat
was
me
not
to it.
my
I was going to
nickname.
say it, but I was being nice.
Nah.
I already hit him up for your audio, and your audio is so much better now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is what we get.
That's not optimal. I mean, where's the rest of the screen at there, Chief?
This is it. Whoa. Hello. That just disappeared my Chrome screen. Okay, so I have start, stop, hardware not detected, client IP not detected, auto start. Well, why not? No. Serial port. It's not a serial port.
Yeah,
It's an IP device.
that's not going to work.
I think this is not the right thing. Okay, so let's go back to the website. Present, share, Chrome tab. That.
The link in the documentation, you went to the right website.
Yeah, so it says BlueDV AMBE Server 3003. So we did 1006, so we can do 1005 or
Well,
we
now
can do
hold up,
3003.
hold up.
Hold
The
up.
version that they're showing on here is 1.00.9581.
That's not a choice.
Yeah, I know. I'm reading their webpage now.
I can go to BlueDV. There's a beta folder. Windows.
I was looking to see if-
9632.
Try that. I was looking to see if there was a different download link, but
What was the number you had? 95 something?
well, their screen on their website shows 1.0.0.9581.
That's not a choice. Read me. That's for DV Mega. I don't have a DV Mega. Important. It's important that you read the README text.
Oh, you downloaded the wrong thing, dude. I thought you did.
What should I download, dude?
Go to software.pa7lim.nl HTTPS.
That's where I am. That's where
I have BlueDV and BlueDV AMBE Server.
Okay, I have AMBE Server.
Yeah, don't go to AMBE Server. Go to BlueDV.
I went to BlueDV. There's a beta folder.
Well, go to that.
And then
I mean, this is from
Windows.
2017, so it's probably fairly current. It's an
Right.
old program. It's an old
All right,
program.
we're going to go with the beta. Why not? This is only my
Yeah,
everyday
let's
daily
experiment.
driver laptop.
And this is, you should see it. Well, this is from 217.23, 9632 beta.zip.
We have 2 minutes still on the download, Jim. Perhaps there's a commercial we could play.
Yes.
If only there was a commercial we could play. Let's see. What happened to the, there they are.
Hi, I'm Chuck with Coffee and Ham Radios, and we'd just like to show you our two antenna kits that we have. We have the Apollo
Welcome
and
back,
we have
Chuck.
the Mercury. And this is the way it'll come to you. If you buy 1 to 2 at a time, we can actually get 2 in a box, so you have a friend, or you want 1 of each, you can save on shipping. Okay, this is the Mercury antenna kit. Now, it comes with the parts list, and on that parts list, there's a way to get into the instructions. In the instructions, it'll to give you measurements for 4 bands. That'll get you pretty close. Leave it a little bit long. There's plenty of wire, and that way you can adjust it to the part of the band that you want. And here's all the parts for it. We have a high quality toroid, magnet wire, all the parts you need to build this. Both of our kits come with high quality silicone wire. This is the most pliable wire that we could find. I actually like winding it straight like this. You can do a figure 8 if you want to, but this looks a little bit neater, I think. Now this is the Apollo kit. Same thing, you get a parts list with a way to get to the instructions on how to build it. You get your Coffee and Ham radio sticker just like in the other package. All your parts. Again, we have... Hi guys, Chuck here. Just making a little video of our new antenna that we're offering at Coffee and Ham
fancy
Radios.
segue.
This will be a 9-to-1, and it will come in a USPS box just like this. That's what will show up at your doorstep. And inside, you're going to get a winder. The same high quality winder that we offer with all of our other kits. Basically, we designed it so that it would work for everything that we're going to sell. Get enough wire to make your antenna. Now this antenna is going to be a 9-to-1, so you will need a tuner, guys. There are some bands that it is really close on that you can use without a tuner, but you will still need a tuner just to make sure that it touches things up a little bit there.
Oh, no,
Okay,
how
so
gross
in the
that
package,
is.
you're going to get a Coffee and Ham radio sticker, heat shrink that will go over your winder when you get done, but make sure you guys tune it first, make sure everything's the way you want it. This one's really not a tuner because it is a 9-to-1, and you have to use your tuner like I said before. So in the package, you're going to get three sets of wires. These are to wrap on your toroid. They're different colors just to make it easier. You're going to get a nice high quality toroid. You're going to get some ring terminals, a couple bolts and a couple nuts, and Abe's favorite, extra wire ties, little heat shrink, and a BNC kit. In the kit, and I don't have it right now, it's not written up yet, but you're also going to get a sheet that tells you what's included in the kit, and it'll also have a barcode on it so you guys can go get the instructions for it. The Smokin' Ape has made a really nice chart for you guys. Make sure you make sure you follow the instructions and where the wires go. You know, you don't want to make a mistake like some people do. All right, guys, that's all we got. Hope you guys enjoy these antennas. We like bringing this stuff to you guys so that you can build your own and learn what you're doing.
That was an infomercial, not a commercial. I'm just saying.
Chuck is a little
Long-winded.
loquacious. Loquacious. I was going to say loquacious,
That
but
was
we'll go with
three
long-winded.
antennas, dude. That was 3 antenna kits in one there.
What's the third
So
one?
we
I
have
cut that one off. I cut that one off. The Mercury, the link
Apollo,
dipole.
Mercury, and then the Aries, which is the 9-to-1.
What's the difference between the Apollo and Mercury? I'm sure you've told me before.
The Apollo is an in-fed half wave. The Mercury is a link dipole.
Ah, okay. I forgot you had a link dipole.
And then the 9-to-1, which we should have done a long time ago because everything was there already except for the 3 wires.
I should pick up that 9-to-1.
You should. Everybody
You
should.
should. Everybody should
It's your
have at
duty
least
as a
one.
ham. If you have a license, you need a Cartena.
I have a Cartena, but I don't have the 9-to-1.
No.
You got the Apollo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that on the
I
show.
built it on a live stream.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that. And Chrome got overloaded and quit.
This
Looks
is
like
why
it's
we
fine
can have
now.
nice things.
If I have BlueDV up and I went into the settings dialog, it's behind the BlueDV window, which I actually myself can't see. But you guys in the you guys in the
we can
stream
see it?
can see the other window. So I'm only sharing out the dialog box.
You're not sharing anything, right? Oh, there you go.
And then if I bring it up, it automatically puts the BlueDV window in front of it, so you can't see anything.
You can't make it smaller or anything, I guess.
I can't show it on my screen at all. I love streaming. Let's stop the screen. Let's bring
There's
this up.
Hamstick Eric. He endorses that Mercury. He had the biggest pileup I think I've ever heard from Hawaii one night. I couldn't get him. He was shooting over top of me.
Out of all 3 pileups you've heard from Hawaii,
If you get a guy with a little bit of signal on Hawaii, he'll get a pileup just like New Zealand or VK land. It's hard for a lot of people. Usually it was easy for me, but I couldn't get him that day. The band was exceptionally long, I guess. So did you figure it out?
no, it's very weird how it's streaming.
All right, while Steve is fiddling with that, we still have sticker packs available. We have olive drab green tumblers available. The blue ones are gone.
Oh, they're gone now?
They're gone. And we have antennas aplenty. We also still have
Okay.
some AIOC boards available. Jason is pimping his. I got mine. I mean, Chuck.
I
Whoever-
have one.
Y'all look alike. I mean, the 2 beards. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
especially if we
confused.
stand next to each other. We're just
Right.
like
Yeah,
twins.
Totally.
Right.
Total
Same
twins.
height
man.
and everything.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sharing out the screen. I cannot click on this screen, so y'all get all judgmental in the chat,
Jesus.
please. And please tell me what it is I need to do to this screen.
Okay.
Give me your opinions.
Tab until I tell you to stop.
Oh, I can't bring it up, so I mean, I'm just gonna you just remember this in your head. Maybe take a screenshot and we'll
Well,
just
I'll
do
tell
the
you what,
screenshot on
dude.
screen.
I'll tell you what. Unshare yours.
Okay.
Unshare your screen so you can see it. I'll share because I have in the documentation. I have the config screen right here. So let me share
Windows is
it,
funny.
and then you can just.
So how
play
do I
along.
tell this thing it's a network deal?
So go over to the right, and you're going to say
To the
use
right,
AMBE
to the
Server.
right, to the right. I see use AMBE Server. There it is. All right. I can't click it.
Okay, well you probably have to.
So at the top it says use Ambi. I clicked that. Thumb DV, DV Stick 3X, and now I can click use AMBE Server.
And you've got model AMBE 3000.
Let's see. Model. Yep, model AMBE 3000. Yes, sir.
Okay, now click AMBE Server.
I clicked AMBE Server. It's asking for an IP address. I'm still scanning my network, seeing if I can find it. And I still don't think it's going to show up on a ping scan. So how would I know what this thing's IP address is?
And you can't get in your router and see a DHCP client list?
Let me try it. I don't know. I've never actually tried that.
You on the Starlink router?
Yeah, it just says you are connected to Starlink. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I think if you go into the app on your phone, TO, it'll show you what devices are connected.
This is my phone. I can't.
That would be a problem.
Here, y'all want to see my wallpaper?
Go ahead and turn off the camera and go look it up.
All right.
Look it up, man. Look it up.
Let's see. Home. Camera gone. Where's my Starlink app?
Jason, what have you been up to? Since we're just listening to him
Up to no
talk.
good,
Vamp.
man. How about you?
Built an antenna. I did a video today that's pretty much done. I need to do a thumbnail for it, but it was on Michael's J-pole, or not J-pole, but one of his 2 meter. What do you call him? J-pole,
Mike-
yeah, J-pole.
Michael?
Michael KB9.
KB9 VBR.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I had it right the first time.
Yeah.
He makes a bunch of different ones, but he makes a Slim
Yeah.
Jim too. And I was thinking, for some reason, that thing was really good. I got to take it out today and talk on 520 across the bay there to some people. And
Nice.
And there are no settings in here that are useful. I can see obstructions like trees in the way. I can run a speed test. There's settings, but the settings are kind of bland. So I have settings for Starlink. Your Starlink is unreachable. Okay. Well, oh, my phone is not connected to the Starlink network.
That would be a problem.
Jeez.
There's your
Oh,
problem.
jeez.
maybe Jason should have ran you through all the parameters on that thing. 'cause
Lee
he's
is
used
telling
his
you
a lot.
in the Starlink app, click network, then main router.
How'd your Starlink work in Arizona there, Jason? Did it work pretty good there?
Worked great. In Quartz Fest?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It worked great at Quartz Fest,
I mean,
man.
there was no trees there to get in the way. So
No, we were out in the desert, man. It was.
you might have got a bunch of dust on top of it. And might have messed up the signal.
It got dust on it, but no, it worked just fine. I don't have any trouble with it at all. So we're gonna. I'm gonna take it to
Starlink.
Huntsville next month, and we're gonna
Network.
see if I can find a clear spot in the trees to put it up with.
We are
I don't-
not
Yeah.
connected.
Now, Nightcry said you don't have to be, just select network.
Yeah,
This
I
is all
selected network.
apocryphal information. I have no idea.
It is not connected. It is crooked. It is not connected.
Okay, well, I suggest that we drop back and punt, as in, let's go hard code an address on one of those networks and see if we can get it to work that way.
All right, I need to take a
Or
look.
download Nmap and scan the network. Although if it's got host isolation, Nmap is not going to help you.
I'll be right back. You all keep talking about Arizona and Starlink and stuff.
I like the people in the chat that always bug me about not building the DX Commander. Literally, I've built like 20 other antennas on live streams and on videos, but the one antenna I don't build. Oh yeah, Jason's not gonna build an antenna.
Jason, if for better or worse, dude, you become a meme with the DX Commander.
I know. Yeah, well, no, I kind of planned it that way. Not really, but I tell people. Like,
Well, own it, son. Own it. It's you. That's become
You know,
the joke, right?
I'll give you one of my builds. You can say you built it.
that's good.
I've done 3.
I'm giving away 2 of those things probably next month sometime, so I got to sign up for that.
I'm going to go through mine.
Have you
and
got a
do
link
bunch
for
of
it we can drop in the chat here?
I can drop it in there because I have mod on Tio's channel. So there it is right there. Sign up for the
There it is.
two brand new with the newest separators, the new clamps and
clip-in
separators. Yeah, that he just built. 2 brand new DX Commander Expedition antennas, new in box.
I'm going to go through mine and redo the one I bought and do all those little cuts in it so I can, because that's the hard part is just run those. If you get everything hooked up, then you have to like take things apart to get it through sometimes.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, it'd be so much. I thought of that a long time ago and never did it. And then I haven't used it. in a
What are
long
you going to
time.
use? I'm just going to use. That's on my to-do list, actually, pretty soon. I was going to use a skill saw, or a jigsaw, rather, just to buzz through that. Either that or the chop saw.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
I just don't know if I got enough
maybe a
finesse with the
Dremel.
chop saw.
I don't want the hole too big. And some like chop saw is pretty big.
Well, I got a slider, so I mean, I could ease up through it. But
Right.
but the kerf on that thing is like, what, an 1/8" kerf, so...
A Dremel. Mike did his with like a 4.5-inch grinder, and if you get a thin, you can buy really thin cutoff wheels. That wouldn't be bad. You just gotta be careful. Those things like 15,000 RPM. So
All right, so Garth has provided me with a tool that will allow me to generate a config file. So let me share out that tab. When it does that.
Ah, sorry, I was adding it. There you go.
Thank you. All right. So, you all should be able to see that now. How will you connect to the AMBE server? Wi-Fi. Okay, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
is living, and I'm going to give you the wrong password. And then we'll edit that in the config file. Flip screen. I don't actually have a screen, so I don't need to worry about that. And okay, so they defaulted to the 8.8.8.
That's
ID?
fine. It doesn't... DNS doesn't
yeah, it
matter.
doesn't matter.
Any DNS is fine.
So it generated all the stuff. Remember this 2460 port. That's a different port
Yep.
than what we had before.
That was the default port, dude.
It's not what was in my file, though.
Oh.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. All right, so I have downloaded that file. I'm going to yank the power. Oh, snap. Huh? You know what I did? I got excited.
Didn't
When we
save it.
switched over to Starlink, well, it's not that. I forgot to pull the SD card out of the laptop, so it's already still sitting in the laptop. I never put it back in the machine. Ooh. All right. All right, Dwayne entered Jason's DX Commander giveaway. Jason, what about your giveaway? Let's talk about that.
We did while you were gone.
We did when you were gone.
Oh, good. Okay.
we've been
I'm
trying to think of
here,
things
man.
to
I'm
do,
trying.
man.
Not our first rodeo, Steve.
Keeping
Jason's over there yawning, and then he's starting to make me yawn. And
keeping ourselves entertained here.
yes,
I'm going to replace the file.
we talked about upgrading our DX commanders.
What?
I got to get mine out.
Shane and Frank and I are planning on building ours together. So
Are you?
yeah.
You said you had something like for a while now. You said you guys had something planned,
There's Jason's
and that makes it
sign-up
it
page.
tough, right? Because 3 people at the
Well,
same place at the
it's
same
just
time to do
it's
something
just,
right.
It's right now. We're gonna wait till the fall. It's too
Yeah,
damn
I
hot
would.
right now.
I would.
to
It's
do
hot
that
here,
crap.
and I know you guys are way hotter
Yeah.
than us.
Yeah.
192, 168.1.10. Remember that.
Gotcha.
And now I'm ejecting the SD card. Okay, that's ejected. I'm pulling it out of the laptop, pulling it out of the adapter. I'm putting it in the ZumSpot because we forgot
Is
to
there, a piece
step
of,
last
is
time.
there a piece of tape on it?
No,
Is there a piece of tape? No tape on that one?
it's in.
I had to do that in my 360 camera because you can't get it out with the case on there.
I did it on the 705. Yeah, put a little tape flag on the SD
I
card to
did.
make it,
I did.
9 inches longer, so you can
I
actually
got that
remove
from
it.
you. I actually got that from you.
9 inches long.
Oh, it's
The first
impossible.
thing-
Once you put like the POV cage or the ARC 705 from WinCamp on the 705, you cannot get that SD card out. All right, it is plugged in. It's back. It's booting, and it should be .10.
Christopher's trolling us. Yeah, I see you out there, buddy.
Christopher, I wish we could, but it's not showing up as a serial port in my Windows machine. That was not the button I wanted to push. Streaming is hard, folks. See, I didn't want to push that one either.
Streaming's hard with one monitor, I can tell.
Oh,
been
yeah.
a-
It's very
been a
hard
long-
with one monitor.
It's been a long time since I streamed with one monitor. I figured out pretty quick that sucked. I didn't want to do it anymore.
I think the Primate still uses one monitor. He might have 2 now, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, but he has us to bring him up to life. So I've got a .27, a
True.
.30.
Somebody's got to carry him.
That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
guys have been doing. We've been doing forever. Yeah.
But it said to do .10. So we're going to go with .10 first, even though it doesn't even come to life. Let's do one
My
more step.
eye is itching. My allergies are killing me.
You know, I went to Sacramento 2 days ago and stayed overnight. And I think that my allergies, I don't really have allergies usually, but I wasn't feeling very good. I mean, I felt like I had allergies while I was up there.
You can literally see the Canada smoke here. I mean, it
Oh,
is
we don't
really?
have smoke.
Wow.
We don't
just
have
as
smoke.
hazy, as
Yeah.
hazy
For
as it can be
change.
today.
That was me for about 3 months, Jim.
Okay.
All the last like 3 or 4 summers for me, that's the way it's been. But so far,
It has been. It is very hazy here today.
And my heart goes out for my brothers in Canada, of course. But it was
Yeah.
really interesting the other day. I'm like, oh, it's been clear for a couple of days. I'm glad that's all over. And then the very next day, boom, smoke
Boom.
again.
So Garth is saying you should have pulled the DHCP address.
DHCP.
Oh. Let's go back to that Zum config. Yeah, that's not a choice. Oh, no. Okay. So it says request from router. So it could be one of those weird addresses. So in the config file, let me share this screen out again to get you guys up to what I was doing. Present, stop, present, share, Chrome tab, this thing, add to stream, because there's like 9,000 steps to do this. Okay. So on the left is what I can enter. How will you connect? Over Wi-Fi. What is your SSID? And then there's my SSID. What is your password? There's the wrong password. I did fix that. I believe. I'll check it again. And then it generates this file on the right side over here. So DHCP is set to 1, which means request from server. And then all of this stuff is uncommented.
Okay. Comment all that
irrelevant.
garbage out. Comment all that
That's
stuff
what I,
out.
That's what I did, yeah.
That shouldn't
I'm
be
gonna-
on. You're giving it an IP address and trying to do DHCP.
Yeah, I'm going to remove
It's-
that.
It's being confused.
So it could be 27 or it could be 30. I'm going to go with BlueDV real quick. 192.168.1.27. 2460 is the port number. Okay, so we're back to that part on the instructions where I'm in the BlueDV for Windows setup, and I have picked AMBE Server. I've given it an IP. I've given it a port. I'm going to hit save.
Garth, I would agree that it should ignore that, but let's just remove that option.
Okay, so I have that going, and it is configured.
Go to menu.
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 Then what?
Set up.
Yeah, so I just said I finished all that.
Okay.
What else would you like me to do besides the AMBE?
Are you going to configure a mode? Go back to menu setup. We haven't done any of that. You just
Okay,
pointed
so
it at
menu-
the server. You're not doing anything with it.
All right. Which?
Menu setup.
All right. I can't share the screen out. It's a bug. in the
Yeah. Here we go again. All right. Christ Jesus. Okay.
So I've done the AMBE box.
All right. Hang on there, Steve.
So I need the DMR or
Pick-
the TGIF.
pick a mode. Pick a mode.
Let's do fusion to the Toad's fusion room.
That's fabulous.
Fabulous.
Unless you can find one that's easier.
No, Toads is perfect.
So Jim, I'm sharing out your screen now.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to drop. I appreciate y'all inviting me.
Yeah, anytime, Jason.
Oh,
Yep.
thanks for coming by, dude.
Yep, thanks.
See you,
Good
Jason.
luck to you.
Go with
Yeah,
God.
we'll need it.
Thanks, man.
See you, Jason.
Later.
This is what I like about this stream. We have no idea what we're doing, and all
Yeah,
of
we
us are
do.
struggling together. But this
No,
is what ham is all about. I mean, this is what you would do in your shack all by yourself. But now there's 118 of us all doing it together.
And 116 of them are offering their opinions simultaneously.
And I appreciate that. Will this work with Win 7? It should, because no ham software has ever been made after Windows XP.
98, maybe XP.
I was-
I'll go with XP. I'll go with XP.
I was being polite. I was hoping for Windows 7. Windows 7 is my favorite Windows. I love Windows 7.
You should put it on your computer.
I wish it's not supported.
Garth said this is certified for Windows 2000.
Ooh, even better. Ronald Collins is waiting. Operators are standing by to QSO with you. Anybody who's on the Toads DMR, YSF, or D-Star reflectors, please start talking, start making fun of us, start saying anything you want. Just, make it alive. I don't have any radios here,
standing by on Toads.
so I can't listen. But Jim will be able to hear every word you say. We lost 2
KG6
viewers.
NLW, he beeped. There we go.
Beep.
There's Jeff.
Yeah, listen.
There's 505-2881. Didn't get a call sign on that one.
Jim, you're supposed to be reading the
Alexa, turn on
documentation.
9700.
I don't know what to do next. I'm waiting on you, bro.
Okay. Really? You don't know how to set up Fusion?
No, I was waiting on you to give me the next instructions.
Okay.
There really isn't much in here. It asks me to
Go-
write QTH.
Go down to
And
Fusion
enable.
and put in your. Go down to Fusion, bottom center.
EM35 SN.
Enable it, start, change your set default reflector. Now you're probably going to have to, after we set this, Toads may or may not be in there. So we may have to download an update.
Is it called US Toads or is it just US?
It should be just Toads.
Copy address of 1111.
Zombie
1111.
Alert is a Fusion talk group. Awesome. I love Fusion even more now. I'm hoping this is in alphabetical order. Oh, I think I saw it. Toads. There it is. Oh,
That's
nope,
it.
Found it. And then FCS.
It's YSF.
Did we do any FCS stuff? Just ignore it?
No, it's just ignore it. YSF is what you want for the default reflector.
All right, so your call, KM9G, serial port, disabled, save QSO log, sure. RxTX colors, yes. Invert screen,
Yes.
no. Frequency, I don't have a radio, it doesn't matter. Mode timer, radio TX power, all the way, into the red. Latitude, longitude, don't care, you guys don't need to know where I am. Always on top, no. Language, English. D-Star, I left blank. NXDN, I left blank. DMR, I left Fusion, I set to my grid square. And enable it start, YSF Toads, like you said. Ambi is set the way it is. PTT keying, I've got disabled. Let's hit save.
Okay, so you're not getting an option to PTT. You're going to have to use a radio, and that's just a Pi-Star.
There was a PTT option.
Yeah, but it wasn't showing up enabled.
Well, no, it was a choice, and I didn't. Let me find it again.
You did choice it?
I didn't choice it. You're right, Chuck.
So this works two ways. Depending on the hardware, this either replaces the function of a Pi-Star, more or less, or this is the radio. The software will work either way depending on your hardware config.
All right, so on your screen, which I'm currently sharing, Jim, there is a PTT keying section which is blued.
That was
It is
me
in-
highlighting it for you to see it.
Oh, okay. It's in blued, and the enable is disabled. And that's how I have it set, because if I set it on, I pick a serial port. I'm not connected via serial.
Click on and see, let's see what choices we get.
All right, I click on, and I can pick a serial port, which I don't have a serial port
And
attached.
it's not giving you a virtual serial port or something like that?
No, because the AMBE server is attached above. So I shouldn't, in theory being what it is, I shouldn't need to do anything with PTT keying.
Okay, well that's fine. Go ahead and save your config and back out, and let's
Save?
look at your blue DV screen.
All right, so let's share the blue DV. Oh, yep. Share the blue DV screen. Done. All right, so menu.
All right, go ahead and-
update.
You don't need to worry
That's a
about
good-
that. We're not going to use it.
I can't anyway. These are great. I love this. They're not there.
Good. So go ahead and click
Click serial.
Fusion.
I'm
What Gar
clicking.
said.
Click serial.
Okay.
Why would I click serial?
Right.
That's what Gar said.
I agree, Garth. I did the thing.
All right, now click Fusion.
Serial first, he says. Oh no, actually,
I'm clicking that.
landing.
I'm clicking that fusion.
It's not taking it.
Tim says serial first. He agrees with Garth. No fusion now. Now what, Tim? Come on, Tim. Come on, Tim. I'm talking to the chat. Tim's
All
gone.
right.
Tim's having a
Close.
stroke.
Close serial.
Serial off.
Go to update. What? That should just let us update the databases.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all that is. Go to Ambi.
Nothing. It's
Go down there
empty.
to
Like,
the top right where it says Ambi 3000 and click that.
right,
Bottom. I'm
the-
sorry, bottom right. Bottom right.
Which is
That
it?
big giant Ambi
I see
button.
it. I see it. Poof.
Nothing.
Nope. No clicky. No draggy. No clicky. No.
See, I've
nothing.
never set this up over the network,
No
so
denying man.
And we still do have lights that indicate. Where is it? That indicate that we are on. That is my PTT.
you did save it
he
in the
said
config. In
the serials
config.
are PTT.
No, overlanding for fun. Tim is saying that something is my PTT.
Yeah, he doesn't have a PTT.
We're right.
At
We
this
don't know
point.
that the IP address is correct. I put in. Let me go back and check what I put in. Setup.
And make
I
sure
put in
the settings are what they're
27.
supposed to be.
My other choice is 30. Let me do 30. Save it on 30. Serial on.
There you
Okay,
go.
that did something.
Yeah, because the port's open now.
I'm
There you
on
go.
air. Woo!
Here. Woo!
There you go.
Okay, what? You heard that over the radio?
You heard it over the radio?
Yes, you're live.
No,
You're
we
talking
can't
on
hear it over the
Toes right
radio.
now.
This is Kilo Mike 9 Golf, identifying for identifying purposes.
Identifying purposes.
Okay, you got to click on air to unkey.
Yes.
I'm off air. Anybody out there?
Congratulations, KO4EDO.
Another job well done.
Sam, thank you very
Slut.
much. This is awesome.
This is all.
In a world of mistakes
It's like playing
made
cards
by
with my
everyone.
brother's kids.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate
Thank you,
your
Jim. I
support.
appreciate your support.
All right,
Oh, the
so
Ambi
that's
is your-
that's interesting. Now go back and look at your config again. That we can't see.
Congratulations. I feel like that would have been easy to just go with the serial approach, but hey, it's working. All right, yeah.
Now who is that? Okay,
So VK.
he's not in the database. If we update databases, we may pick him up.
Sure, 59 Texas, Key number.
All
That
right,
was
but is he
Michael
599,
Romeo
Mike?
Delta. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
I'm going to turn my radio off.
He was. Did he say please copy? I didn't hear.
Are you getting audio on your side, Steve, or were you getting mine?
I am.
Were you okay.
This is pretty cool. It's working.
Yeah, so this is doing exactly what the rsync board does.
Jody, you are correct. Nope, nope, nope. Yes!
Or a soccer
And
game,
Ron-
Jody.
Ron, about time something worked on Nuggets. You are right. Mission accomplished.
Listen, Doubting Thomases. Listen, I'm just saying, under an hour, okay?
I did have to change the IP address. That was it.
Yeah, 11 minutes under, man.
Yeah, and you have to disable
Hey, Chuck,
all
it
the
counts.
modes to go
I
into
know.
setup again, Steve.
All right, so I disabled serial, which doesn't make any sense because I'm not doing a serial connection.
Right.
And I am back into setup. Thank you, Sam.
So you could actually turn on all three modes if you wanted to, but
So, yes.
now this is a newer version than I've seen because this also supports NXDN. The version I had the last time I used this did not have NXDN.
So I don't have the modes turned off per se. I just don't have them configured. So
Yeah, they're not
D-Star,
configured. They're not going to come up.
D-Star D-Star module, we're on C, Charlie, right? We're XLX5A?
A.
Okay.
546A, XLX 546A, which I'm not on.
XLX546A. I don't have any NXDN. We don't have NXDN set up on Toads. DMR ID hotspot 317000318 is my DMR ID. I'm taking a guess there. DMR ID simple. I'm just going to copy and paste that. Enable at start is a choice. Enable at start for D-Star. Well, no, I don't want to enable them at start. I want to turn them on manually. DMR type Brandmeister, no in-band data. I don't know what that means. DMR master. And let's do US. Where's US? I'm not seeing a US choice for DMR master.
It's BM3102.
There it is. 3102. You're right. Password PASSW0RD.
Nightcry, you are correct. 5 minutes setup, 44 minutes to get the IP address.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And it does not give back a host name. So I forget where the standard comes
Exactly,
from, but
Garth.
you got these dot locals. And
Well-
it doesn't have a dot local.
Well,
sets
it
up.
depends on how your network and your router are set up. So my firewall router setup adds .local to everything. And you can also, if you're running a Pi on your network anywhere, like if you have Pi-hole set up, for example, you can turn on and make it a SMB master and let Windows do all
And
its
you
thing
won't,
too.
you won't say peanut, but you'll say pie hole.
KM9G on DMR.
Right.
Anybody hear me on DMR?
Are you on Toads?
I'm on Toad's DMR, I hope. Well, actually, no. Hang on.
We,
Menu, setup. I don't know that I gave it a default room for DMR. There's no default room choice for DMR. That's interesting. How would I change rooms on DMR?
Go update. You need to do those updates.
All right, update
All of them.
DMR masters. Yes. Downloaded System X master database. Downloaded free DMR master database. Downloaded XLX DMR. Downloaded Brandmeister. Okay.
And
Let's
you
do
have
all
to
the
put
rest
in
of
your
them.
and you have to put in your Brandmeister password. So remember the last time we used this, I gave up my Brandmeister password on screen. On your stream, as a matter of fact.
It's kind of bro you are. You're a ham bro. I'm doing all the updates. I don't know if you guys can see the update windows
Yep.
popping up.
Yeah,
on the
it's
screen.
showing them. It's showing them.
All right, so I updated all of those. Let's go into setup. But inside of setup, there's no place. I have DMR ID hotspot, and I have DMR ID simple.
So you're going to go to ID
DMR
hotspot.
plus master.
So that's your ID. That is not your ID, is it? Oh, I'm looking at my.
That's
own
my
screen.
that's my ID. My ID is 3170318.
Yeah. So if you're going to use this as a hotspot, add a 01 on the end of it or something.
Dash 01.
Yeah, no,
Dash
just
1?
just digits.
All right.
And then DMR
I've added
ID
an
simple. Simple is your DMR ID. Hotspot is the 01 of your DMR ID. I can't remember what QRG is. Turn on enable at start. DMR type should be BM. You can leave off in-band data. DMR master should be BM3102, 3 or 4. You're going to have to put in your DMR password or it will not connect. And since we can't
was-
see your config, it doesn't matter.
That was the DMR password, but not my DMR password.
Yeah, no,
Let's
it's your
see.
DMR password. Yeah, that used to be the password.
And that's my Brandmeister password.
Yes.
All right, I'm going in and looking it up. Wonder why they picked the name Brandmeister.
I thought it was a European thing. Yeah. He said it is German. Smelled like German to me.
Oh, it's definitely German. I just don't like what. Why that name? I mean, why not that name? Don't get me wrong.
When do you boys go to Google Translate and type in Brandmeister and have it translate it from German to English and see what it says?
Oh no, that's not happening.
Maybe it means hot chick or something.
I did log in. Why are you asking me to log in again?
Oh shoot. Oh,
All right, then I gotta go a
coughing
different
a lung
place. One of your animals?
yeah, the little killer Chihuahua. He coughs up a lung about 16 times a day.
The tactical Chihuahua?
The tactical killer Chihuahua. He actually is very protective. He attacked 2 labs one day that he thought were going to get me. He was doing the stick and move. He'd jump in and he'd attack one of them's feet and then jump and get the other one's feet. They just kind of looked at
Okay.
him.
Well, it looks like
Not
the D-Star is offline again. I guess it's
That's
Tuesday.
D-Star for you.
No, Chuck, it has nothing to do with D-Star. It has to do with the shitty software that was written to do this function that is unrelated to ICOM. So just stop your hating. Stop your hating,
D-Star.
Chuck.
You
Stop
didn't
your
like
hating.
D-Star either. What are you talking about?
I never said I didn't like D-Star. I said D-Star is
Okay, so I'm
complicated as hell.
on DMR and I'm connected to AMBE Server and I have my password in. So now,
Dennis, we have owls, so he can't go out at night.
The tactical
Trying to,
Chihuahua.
I keep trying to get him to go, but he won't do it.
what's the Toads call? Oh, what's the Toads talk group? Hang on.
319-2083.
Scott, even I have registered on D-Star.
Ape had to help you.
No, he didn't. I had that done when I joined. Well, I think I did it while we were doing that D-Star.
While we were doing that long-ass D-Star show?
I had plenty of time.
Mike, there's APRS chat.
Look at that.
Not that I know what to do with that.
Look at that. Look at all those people in there.
So I did the, let's turn off serial. I did the update of DMR masters. Yes, I want to overwrite all my DMR masters.
Right, Ed.
System X, Free DMR, XLX, Brandmeister. Search talk group. Yeah, there's no Toads.
You can't find it by 319-2083?
Nope. 3192, and there's no 2s. Let me retain my screen.
I
Yeah.
can see it. I can see it.
Look for 2083.
There's
I
things
don't
that
think
start
that's
with
the-
2083.
Yeah, I don't think that's the... Is that the Brandmeister list?
It says BM lookup, Brandmeister lookup. Toads is not in the BM list according to Ken. And if I turn on serial and DMR, so now I can say, hello, I'm on DMR. Hello, hello, DMR. Oh, sorry. Kilo Mike 9 Golf for ID purposes. But if I go into search, 3170
Oh, shoot.
doesn't have me.
Time is up. 6.
Can't search on call signs. 3170.
It is 8 p.m.
Can I set the destination talk group? That's what I'm trying to do, Ken. Try putting a star at the front. Star 2083. Nope.
What does that Ambi tab show you on up there?
It's the Ambi tab.
I'm a little
show me.
fuzzy
The Ambi
on
tab
this
shows
app.
me DMR 204 or 4000. P or D. DGID.
That's
Box.
fusion stuff.
Does the meter work? No, the meter doesn't work. KM9G. Bunch of last herds, and this is all on Fusion. And then I made a... Oh, hello. That opened up my QRZ page when I clicked on myself. I did a bunch of DMR talk, but I'm just talking to myself.
I don't have my DMR radio here on the desk.
Windows Defender has blocked stuff.
Well, you just
On
close the
D-Star.
firewall message you need.
I said allow it.
Okay.
D-Star. Not... 5468 on D-Star? Kilo Mike 9 Golf
546A.
on D-Star.
XLX 546 Alpha.
I think that's what it said.
I'm not hearing you.
DCS 546.
No. XLX
Yeah, that's wrong.
546.
I agree. Let's turn that off. Setup. D-Star Alpha, and I have an XLX 546 Alpha. Doesn't look like it doesn't give me a choice to pick anything other than that. So as you can see on your screen, Jim, under the D-Star section on the lower left,
Yeah.
D-Star module B, APRS off, enable at start, default reflector, ref 021A.
It's module. You can't change any of that?
I can change it. Let me bring up what I can change. Wrong window.
Well,
I
I
can
wish we
change-
could see your config.
It's a bug in the software. I can change it to D-Star module C, and under default reflector I have XLX 546 Alpha.
Oh. Well, it's module A, and try just XLX 546.
Okay. Save. Serial. D-Star. D-Star.
KN4
Kilo
YCD.
Mike 9 Golf. Go ahead, Jim.
Not linked.
That's still not linking. Hang on. That damn software.
KM9G on Toad's D-Star. Anybody out there?
It isn't going to work, Steve.
Okay. Ambi tab, enter talk group number, choose G, key up. Ambi tab, talk group number. Choose G. Why can't I? Oh, because I have D-Star selected. Hold on. D-Star off, DMR on. Choose G.
Oh, there you go.
I am not linked. Choose talk group number. There's not a whole lot of talk group numbers there to choose from. KM9G on DMR. I type the number in the DMR field. I can. What was the DMR number again, Jim, for Toads?
XLX 546A.
That's D-Star. What's DMR?
DMR 3192083.
It's interesting when you talk, my meter moves. KM9G 3192083. Anybody out there?
I'm restarting D-Star now.
Car says to type it, whatever that means. Scott says type it.
I did. I typed it in. You can see it on my screen. 3192083.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was old or new.
No DMR. Kilo Mike 9 Golf KM9G 3192083. It's Jim that's not linked.
Not linked.
Not
Multiple
linked.
modes.
Son of a gun. What's going on, James?
KM9G on Toad's Fusion. Is it? Nope. It still picked DMR. Oh, program crashed. Hello. Haha, love it. Present, share screen. Window, BlueDV, share. There we go. Add to stream. That was interesting. I crashed it. All right, turn on serial. Turn on Fusion. KM9G on Toad's Fusion.
Key up again, Steve.
Kilo Mike 9 Golf. KM9G. Kilo Mike 9 Golf on Toad's Fusion. Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Oh, I heard it.
Didn't you already have this working?
I
KM9G,
did.
KN4YCD.
Nothing.
You guys crashed that too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You're making it on DMR, just not Steve.
The story of Steve's life.
All right, so I'm going to go to setup, which
And
y'all
I'm
can't
seeing-
see because
KG6NLW, key up one more time and say something to me. I want to watch. Yeah, I see you, Ron. Perfect. D-Star's working. So it's my hotspot is acting.
KG6NLW doing another key up for you.
Yep, I see the stream coming in here, so that's good. On the D-Star side, I'm not hearing anything.
no modulation. So this is a lot of fun. This is interesting.
I have a whole lot of packages to pack up and ship out tonight. I'm just saying. So
Oh, nice. So we can't go much longer, is what you're saying.
I am, or I'll be sitting up by myself at 10:30 tonight, boxing all that crap up instead of my darling wife helping.
She don't love you as much as I do, Jim.
I'm just gonna leave that alone. I really am.
I was wondering if you'd pick up on that one.
It took me a second to process that.
All right, so we had Fusion working.
Yeah, I'm with Garth. Let's power cycle the AMBE server.
Okay, I'm going to do one more thing. We're going to just out of the blue. KM9G on Fusion. KM9G on Fusion.
Nothing.
Kilo Mike 9 Golf. Nothing.
Nothing.
Scott, we're pushing the envelope here. I appreciate sticking with the clear node. Power off. I guess I have to disconnect everything on the software here. All right, software's disconnected. Power on. It's a neat little device where you wouldn't need a radio. You just need your computer. And I bet the Android software would make this thing work as well. In the Ambi tab. All right, she's been up long enough. Connecting. Connected. Okay, awesome. Kilo Mike 9 Golf, Toad's Fusion. KM9G on Toad's Fusion.
Negative, Batman.
It's a big negatory. Speaking of, what movie I'm going to watch tonight?
So
Let's
I'm
just
connected
make sure.
to
Let's hang on. KN4YCD. You guys can hear me out there, right? It's just Steve's not getting out, correct?
Chris, it says a screen can be attached. What info does that display?
Yeah.
So it does have the
Yeah,
ability
Chris-
to have a screen attached. I do not have a screen, therefore I don't know what it says.
Link button. They're on the link button now.
Link. Where's the... Oh, link. I clicked link.
Oh.
Link to
Now you're
Toads.
linked,
Unlinked.
yeah.
Not linked. Link to
But it's
Toads.
taken your default.
KM9G linked to Toads. Any difference?
Yes, you didn't wait long enough, but it. I
Yeah,
got
you
the last
got
bit
a
of
key
that.
and let it set for a second, then talk.
Oh, it's fine.
KM9G on Toads YSF. Ooh,
So that
it's
should
back
be
again.
a setting. Okay, you know you're broadcasting. That should be a. There's Frank.
He made the trip. We got you. I'm just saying. Very good on DMR.
I don't know. K0WAV. I don't know who that is.
Like I'm playing cards with my brother's kids. You're right, Scott.
And I heard Christopher on here earlier from A Land Down Under.
All right, one at a time, boys. One at a time. Give me that alpha call. The call starting with alpha, please.
You got to
Oh, that
unkey
audio
this,
is horrible.
Sparky. Well, yeah, you're kind of
I gotta stop.
overmodulated.
What do you? Is that the computer speaker or microphone?
That's
Yes.
Ed.
Alpha Charlie 3 India Kilo. I think I saw that correct. Thanks for contacting. I appreciate it. I heard you come through loud and clear.
So maybe DMR's the same way Jody says.
India Charlie Golf, I saw you key up on my screen. You saw you key up on my screen, but I did not hear any audio. I think I heard it through Jim's radio.
I'm going to DC. Yeah, Jody, it might be the problem there too. He's not linking.
All right, Ronald, I heard you, and you were just a very, very quiet signal in my ear, in my headphones here. I'm going to disconnect from Fusion, and we're going to try DMR one more time because we like pain on this stream.
That's right.
All right, Fusion down, DMR up. DMR up, DMR. No link, no buttons, no buttons to link. It says status logged into DMR. KM9G testing DMR. Testing DMR. I'm
No,
sure
it's
nothing
not
happened.
I see your problem.
DMR one more time.
Stop.
You do. Bring it.
Well, I thought I did.
Stop.
Is that our DMR ID there? 319-2083?
319283.
Well, so much for that idea.
So watch this, Jim. Don't say anything at
I see
all.
that.
And you see this meter on my screen, and then when you start talking, go ahead. That meter goes crazy for you. It doesn't move for me. That's interesting.
That's your receive.
I get
Right.
that a lot from girls.
Yeah, stay away.
Yeah.
They go crazy for me.
They don't say no stop. They say stop no. There's a difference.
What is that? What is that P slider for?
It goes from P to G. So private to group call is my guess. So it's a group call,
well,
319283.
Now try it.
KM9G on 319-2083, but it says DMR master 3102 US, which is correct. But it doesn't
But you
say that
don't
I'm
have
connected
a-
to the group
Yeah.
call.
You don't have a group call showing up.
Not linked.
Go back to where
Not
you were
linked.
with that Ambi. No, the Ambi tab.
Yep.
What does that drop down give us?
Gives us everything I've typed in plus the two that were there by default.
Okay. And that needs to be on G. That's for group call, which is what you're trying to do.
My sound input is set to your incoming sound, not your mic. You would be correct, John. I'm not arguing with you at all. However, there are no choices for that. I turn off serial and I go into menu
Well,
and I go into
that's
setup.
how your radio. That's how a radio usually works. Unless you have it set for like SWR or some ACL or something like that. You get your
Yeah, he's
receive
saying that my
signal.
receive audio is not configured, and there is no configuration. I'm going to share out Jim's screen here real quick, and this is what the configuration page looks like. There is nothing on here to pick your incoming sound card. I'm just magic that it can.
Sound card is not on this page.
Oh.
Close. Go back to your screen. Go to
Back to my
about or
screen.
Ambi.
Ambi is blank. Oh,
That's your
there
sound
we go. I
card.
don't know what these two are. Is the top one input and the bottom one out? Oh, recording is top. Recording.
Yes.
Recording would
There's
be
your sound.
microphone. Output would be. You guys can't see this on the stream. Output would be my headset. Okay. And now I need to go serial, DMR. Oh, that was weird. KM9G testing DMR on Toads 319-2083. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, Steve, you're still not showing a destination talk group up there. And it's also still boinking every time I talk.
Well, no, when I switched it to that, I couldn't hear you guys at all on stream. Showing up in last heard on DMR on Brandmeister. Interesting. Can you not change in settings control panel? And I can activate PTT and Jim can talk. Let's try that just for science. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
Jim, I'm going to push the PTT button. I need you to identify. Hold on. Serial, DMR.
KN4YCD identifying as Steve / KM9G.
PTT off.
They, them. I identify as Steve. Now it shows stuff.
Yeah, because I'm not connected. Change that to speakers because whenever I go online, I can no longer hear the stream.
Oh, Don's getting on. It's going to show you how it's done. Smoke signals RF.
Yeah, see, it's picking up my voice again.
KM9G on Toads DMR.
KN4YCD on Toads DMR. You're not connecting to a talk group because you're getting 0. It's not saying anything for the BER.
Yeah, I'm getting absolutely no joy on DMR. Shall we do D-Star? D-Star?
I can't do anything with
D-Star.
D-Star because my hotspot is not wanting to connect. It's rebooting right now.
What?
Holy moly. X,
And you know
X,
D-Star
X.
is always our problematic one.
You guys can't see this on your screen, but I have a drop-down list of reflectors, and there's no X's at all.
Yeah, why are you
It's from
linking
W
to
to Y to Z. I was just playing.
Oh.
Turn D-Star back off. We'll go back to Fusion. We'll link to Toads. My computer said not linked.
Todd says
Yeah.
somebody's using the Toads number as their DMR number.
That's fine. Yes, it's actually it's a extra ID, and that's street legal.
Some bitches. That's street legal?
Yep.
Street rules?
Jim, are you still there? Okay.
I'm here. What do you want? I mean,
Just making
Can I
sure the
help?
audio still worked. KM9G on Fusion. But I'm not linked. Let me link. Linked. The Toads were talking, but they were talking over my laptop speakers, so I couldn't hear it because my headphones are on. KM9G on Toads Fusion.
I don't know why I can't connect to the D-Star.
Right, Frank and Bill, I heard you both. Thank you very much. Go back to D-Star and look at the top. There is an XLX radio button. Let me do that. D-Star. XLX. I see it. XLX 546 is what we're looking for. 546 alpha. Link.
There's Bill.
Oh, I get audio too. Nice. That's got to be coming through the server. This is Kilo Mike 9 Golf KM9G on Toads D-Star Reflector XLX 546 Alpha.
See, the bottom shows your link to 546 XLX 546. But there's Frank connecting to you.
All right,
Okay.
I appreciate the confirmation that D-Star to DMR link is active, and I heard your response back. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much. So we've got D-Star, and we've got, I'm going to unkey. We've got D-Star, we got Fusion working, but no DMR.
All right, so Kia, you're on D-Star at the moment?
Yes.
KN4YCD, KM9G.
I heard you through my headphones, but you keyed up as somebody else. Do
Yeah,
it
I
again?
don't know what that's about. Kilo Mike 9 Golf, KN4YCD.
KN4YCD, this is Kilo Mike 9 Golf on D-Stars. Sounds like I'm coming through.
Yep. Excellent.
Do I sound drunk on D-Star?
No, you sound fine. I mean, it's hard
Nice.
listening to here and there and bueno. Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
So Steve's transmitting on D-Star. I'm hearing it on Fusion and talking back. And did you hear Bill, Steve?
I did hear Bill, yes.
Bueno. Bill, thank you.
So we got to figure
Guys,
out
I will
DMR.
tell you. Well, okay. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we got to figure out DMR. You said you'll tell us what?
This whole thing, we love Toads Digital, and we want y'all to use it. The software is Sketchy
Hot garbage.
McSketcherson. It was written by a drunk programmer while he was high on meth, and it's horrible software, and it crashes randomly
Jesse, this one's for you.
all the time. And if the guy's listening, bless your heart, son.
So Scott's asking if I put in those 2 passwords for my hotspot credentials. Scott, I only have 1 password, and I think there's only one place to put it in.
Yes, that is
And so
correct.
if you see middle of the screen, lower of the first grouping, there's DMR master and there's master password. I picked DMR master of 3102 US, and I put in my personal password. There's a choice of password 0 RD and password 1 RD, and then there's your own personal password. I did 0 and I did my personal password. I'll go back and do 1 for science.
No, it won't work. It's your personal password. This is
Okay.
old and deprecated. They're not using those passwords anymore.
And I agree with that.
My
So
question
is
to you,
this. Go ahead.
my question is, so on DMR type you have BM, right? Like it's showing
Let
on
me
the screen.
Let me check. D-star off, serial off, menu setup. And I would share the screen with y'all at home, but the software doesn't allow me to do that.
Yeah, it's sketch.
Okay,
Lord,
menu
I
setup.
need
What was your question again, Jim?
I need a Dr. Pepper and a cigarette. You're on BM for DMR type, right?
DMR type BM, yes sir.
Okay, DMR master is 3102 US.
Yes sir.
Let's just change that to 3103.
Change to 3103, confirmed, save.
And you got your correct password is in there.
I do, yes sir. So serial
Okay.
on, DMR on.
Because, see, it's not showing a talk group. And it's not going to work until it shows a talk group.
So it shows that I am connected to AMBE Server, and then at the bottom it shows that I am logged into DMR, so it did not complain about my password. If we go up to AMBE 310283 as the group call sign,
All right, key up, see what happens.
and Kilo Mike 9 Golf Toads DMR KM9G.
Team 4YCD KG6 in the value. Do you have DMR on?
Seeing that at all.
I don't have DMR on here. I've got Fusion. DMR is in a drawer.
Okay, that's fine. He's coming through on a different call. If you look at the last heard on Brandmeister, he's coming through on something else, and it's not working.
Who is coming through with something else.
You.
KM9G, Kilo Mike 9 Golf, KM9G on Toads DMR. I should be 3170318, and it should be 3192083.
What's he coming through as? I'm asking whoever was talking on the radio.
His call is 204-3000. 204-3000.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Be faithful.
Chris,
Yeah,
we
Chris,
heard you on Jim, not on me.
Are you calling me on Fusion, Chris? I didn't know you could do private calls on Fusion.
I think he's on DMR. Make both DMR numbers the same. Both DMR numbers the same. Serial off, DMR off. Garth! Alright, both DMR numbers are the same. Save serial.
Hey, Steve, check your DMR symbol field.
I just
Yeah.
made them the same.
He made them the same.
319-2083 is Toad's DMR. 317-318 is me. KM9G on Toad's DMR.
No copy. Jim, I'm going to try and send you a Discord message of a screenshot here.
Okay.
Did you get anything useful?
Not yet. I haven't gotten anything yet. There it is. Stand by.
It's sending now KG6.you.
This is pretty cool that you guys are able to get on the air, quote unquote. You're able to get RF over to us on the stream and, you know, troubleshoot this in real time. This is kind of what the whole vision of this whole Nuggets thing is about. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and playing around.
I tried to call KM9G's ID directly with a private call.
Sounds like Glenn.
No, that's Christopher.
Christopher, okay.
That's not Glenn. Okay.
VK4GDL, yeah, Chris, his ID is...
All right, Garth.
His call isn't showing up right on Brandmeister, that's why.
Let me share this.
01 on the main and no numbers on my own. KM9G. Anybody hear me this time?
This is what you're showing up as on Brandmeister.
No audio, Steve, your call's still showing up the way it is.
But
You're
you guys can
showing up-
hear me, which is interesting.
No, they're hearing. No, they can't hear you.
It said no audio.
They can't hear you at all.
So-
But your call is you're showing up with that 204 number.
Right, so take a look at the source column, 317031801. That's what I put in as the, I don't know what they call it. Let me get
The
terminology
hotspot
right
ID.
here.
The hotspot ID.
The DMR ID hotspot 317031801 is me, and that French number, I think that's France. Red,
Yeah,
white, and
I think.
blue. That's not France. That's Russia. France is blue, white, and red in the proper order.
Oui, Deco.
Right.
Off the call and see what happens.
Take the 01 off and let's see what happens.
I think we did that, but I will happily do it again for science. 01 is
830.
off.
I mean,
Now you have somewhere to go.
no, I've had somewhere to go. I've got a boxed up about 10 tumblers.
KM9G
sticker
with
packs.
01 removed from the hotspot ID and not removed from my own ID because it never was there in the first place. Anybody hear me? KM9G. I was not trying to be Dr. Seuss, I promise.
Jim's going to have work up a sweat getting them tumblers out tonight.
No, I'm going to have to do it by myself because my wife usually helps me.
Just going to have to be all lathered up.
No, mostly I want something to
DMR
drink and a
plus
cigarette.
IPCS host issue.
Oh,
The operation is
yeah.
timed out.
I got something to drink.
I got something to drink, but my aspartame level is falling.
Modelo. Your aspartame. You were put on this earth to consume aspartame.
Amen. Donald, the K-Toads talk group is 319-2083. They don't issue group calls anymore. So K-Toads has a specific digit, like a user, but that's our group call.
Because you guys are old.
Their words.
KM9G on DMR, one more try. I'm showing up on your dashboard. You got a screen share up, Jim. Whose dashboard is that? It's not yours.
That's Brandmeister. That's the last heard on Brandmeister.
Scott, you're correct. We have no idea where 20430000 is coming from.
Have you got a DMR radio and a hotspot that you could use?
Not anywhere handy. I couldn't
where
even
you-
tell you where my DMR hotspot is. I know what it looks like. I know it's in a box in my truck. I don't know. The truck's not here.
Yeah, and Christopher nailed this. I think this is some blue DV mess.
I assume if you tried it on Parrot, you wouldn't get any feedback either.
He might, but I don't think that's going to work either, Randall. Randall's talking about doing a Parrot call, 9990 private call, and see what happens.
Let's try it. 99 99 90 99990. Here we go. 3 nines
Yes.
and a 0.
Triple nine.
I knew what I was trying to say. KM9G on Parrot. Parrot. KM9G 4321 1234 4321.
Are you hearing anything back?
That was as a group call, and I think Parrot's one of those weird things that works as a private call, but really is a group call.
Yeah, Parrot should be private.
KM9G on Parrot Private. 1234 4321 4321 1234. We should hear it pop back to me. And I switched to 3104 US just for grins.
For S
So,
and Gs.
Christopher, I tried it both as PNG. KM9G on Parrot as a group call one more time. And then Don wants
Right.
3109. Let's try 3109 for grins. 3109 group call. Connecticut 10-minute limit. KM9G Kilo Mike 9 Golf on the Connecticut DMR reflector. DMR talk group. Oh, did I make a faux pas? KM9G. Anybody out there?
No. You're
Don,
showing up.
you're up.
The Netherlands is what that DMR ID is from.
Garth is saying it's the hotspot security password, not my login for self-care. I believe they're the same password.
They can be set to the same, yes.
I believe I have set them to the same password. Let me double check. I have one more choice.
Well, we got to listen, fellas. We got a couple problems because when I pull this up on the Brandmeister last heard, that is a French, or not French, Dutch DMR ID for his call, and it shows him doing Parrot with 204-3000. Ironically, DV Mega is written by a Dutch guy.
I get an error message on my screen too. DMR is hard, legitimately hard.
Hey, Jim, could the 204-3000 be a thing in the INI? KG6 no value.
Well, that could be. Is there an INI file in there? Because I don't know where you're getting 204-3000. That is probably PA7LIM's DMR ID.
KM9G, one more time. New password for DMR Brandmeister. I'm assuming there's no difference.
Stand by. I'm refreshing. I'm very refreshed. No, there's no difference.
Sharing your screen now, Jim. And then back to sharing my screen. Brian,
Yeah,
DMR is actually legitimately hard.
Let's kill it. No, it's not this hard. You got a config problem. Kill the app and let's look in that folder and see if there's an INI file that's screwing us.
Exit. All right, let me.
Whoever said
That
that, thank
folder.
you. That's a great idea. I didn't think about that. One of y'all look up PA7LIM's DMR ID.
That was Frank, EG6, I'll tell you.
Frank, thank you.
I'm looking in the folder right now. I see no INI files. Let's present. This is risky. Share screen. Window. The BlueDV window. And stream. Back to folder. This is what you get. EN for English. And I get a resources DLL. That makes sense.
All right, go back. What else we got?
Japan, Korea, ZH.
BlueDV exe config file. Edit that.
I'm editing.
UFO
Holy moly, it's JSON.
This is valid ID in the radio ID
No, it's
database.
XML.
Is it? And 204-3000 is not a valid DMR ID. I don't know. Man, guess what I have sitting right here? I have my rsync board. The question is, do I have a cable for this here?
There's a million ways to do it, that's for sure. And so this works so far on D Star and on Fusion, but not on DMR. Ghostman, you are correct. I have had issues on lots of videos. At the end of the day, I get it sorted out and we get it working. That's the fun part of all of this stuff. This is all fun. And so far we're trying to figure out the fun of this. And if we share the screen, this is horrible for you guys to see.
Yeah, it is. Jim's audio must be low.
But, you know, good luck. There is DMR ID serial as 204-000. So there's got to be a setting in there where that's set. And it's his call, and that's his DMR ID, the 204-00000. I have no idea how you guys can see that.
I
Oh,
can
look, I
see
can
it
zoom.
well enough, yeah.
So that's him.
You're getting info
Alright.
from his. Can you, go ahead and bring up your config screen, but don't share until after your config screen is up, and then let's see if we can.
It takes a while for the config screen to show up.
Yeah, it's a hot minute.
All right, let's do present, share screen, window, and I'm going to share the config screen specifically, add to stream. So you guys can see it. And nowhere in there is his call sign, his ID. No, I see it. Sorry, Ambi, you're right. I see
DMR
it.
ID, right there. There's your
It's
problem.
not in the DMR section, it's in the Ambi section, and that kind of makes sense. Let me switch that. And as soon as I switch it, it gets hit.
work.
Can you still see it?
Yeah, yes, we can still see it, and you still need your DMR password.
Yeah, I took that out on purpose.
Okay. Chuck is a sexy old man. Is that what your password is?
Shut your mouth.
That's what they say.
Charles, how is Mrs. Thompson tonight? Is she fine?
She is in Reno.
She's always fine.
Well, that's true. She was.
She's in Reno with one of her girlfriends.
Oh, God. Girl trip.
I know.
All right, we're
Chick
connected.
flicks,
Serial,
chick flicks,
DMR.
cards, and movies. I guess
The
that would be
audio
two
is
of the
still
same.
off, Steve.
KN9G on Toads, DMR.
Ah! Sparky, there you go.
Wow.
Free at last. Free
You
at last.
took my
Who was
dog
that?
up on that. You took up my dog on that.
Okay, go Kalina. cancellation.
Christopher, I'm not getting your call sign on the radio. I wonder what that. I got an updated database apparently. I bet
Christopher,
that's
thank
in,
you.
Fusion's
Thank
hotspot.
you.
3 for 3. We got Fusion, we got DMR, we got D-Star. This is KM9G on Toad's D-Star. I'm way overmodulated.
Way overmodulated.
I'm going to
I
shut it
don't
down.
sound like this in real life.
Don't tell you good in real life.
He's so excited. He's about to pee himself.
I know.
It freaking works!
There's two reasons for that.
Right. We've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. I need to make water, son.
Ron, I did this on Windows just for you. Shut your mouth. KM9G. Scott, I don't have an XDN.
I do. It's out in the shop in a box, so no, I'm not going to go get it. I don't care how many super chats they throw at us. I'm not getting it tonight.
Is it
I
not
think-
raining, but it's hot tonight?
I think this has been the most fun
No, I'm just
stream
not
that we've
getting it.
had so far in terms of getting stuff working. We actually set out to do a task, and we accomplished the task, and we struggled, and we overcame struggles, and it's the hero's journey, and here we are. Thank you very much, KM9G. Now try it on a Mac. No, I don't have a Mac anymore.
You don't? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, my wife does. I don't.
Hey,
I'm
Dusty, good
stuck
evening.
on Windows 10. I downgraded from Windows 11 to Windows 10, and here we are.
Well, Dusty, I guess for you it's good day.
Deuce.
It's
G'day.
It's like noon in VK land.
G'day, mate.
2 hours
Team
and 12
replay.
minutes of success. All right. This deserves. Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah, we can't hear
Windows 11
the
on
audio
ARM would
from
be
them.
awesome. Turn your radio back on, Jim.
I did Windows 10 on a Pi 4. No, I prayed for death. That was horrible.
2 hours and 12 minutes of success. Okay, so what I was going to say was keep on sucking till you succeed.
Dusty, I apologize. I said Aussie and you're a ZL, not a VK.
Oh, man, you do that all the time.
Kiwi. Oh, man.
He's a Kiwi,
Jim, you're so
not an
culturally
Aussie.
insensitive.
I am. I'm a wretch.
Folks, you have reached the end of another successful, what are we at, like 3 out of 1,000 right now? Successful episode of Ham Nuggets. We have gotten
That's it?
the
at
AMBE
this
server
clown.
working on
Look at Dave.
3 different.
What's the three that we...
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about tonight 3.
Yeah, we did D-Star, DMR, and Fusion. We figured out what the problem was with DMR. It was a configuration setting on the far left, not the DMR section, in the AMBE section of the BlueDV software. But this thing works. You don't need a radio. You can get on radio modes, and you can talk worldwide through your computer. And this is exciting. Thank you, Garth, WG2G, for sending this device in for us to have all of this fun and excitement together for 2 hours and 12 minutes so far, and I really appreciate everybody hanging out. Let's do P25. I need like we need some way to link an XDN and P25 into Toads, as well as All-Star and Echo Link. So anybody that knows anything about those things, hit us up on Toads Discord, and we will see if we can get those modes added to our digital family.
I'm pretty sure that I can add NXDN and P25. I just haven't. All-Star might be a little trickier.
Peanut butter whiskey time. Peanut butter whiskey time. Peanut butter whiskey time. No, I don't know what I'm doing.
Any of you boys have an NXDN ham repeater out there in the chat, since we've already wasted most of my evening? Or a P25 repeater? Because around here, there's only an NXDN, and it's like business. They don't use it for anything else. It's not ham.
Business. It's business
Business.
time.
And 0 P25s that ain't government.
Oh, we need to do SSTV. One word at a time.
Oh, my Lord.
This was fun. In case you couldn't
Yeah.
tell.
Once we found the error in the config file.
APRS chat. Once I get my DigiPeter set up, we will make that happen. Future episode.
Wow. That was epic. Okay.
I'm clicking the button, folks. Thank you all. You guys
Do
are
it.
amazing. Couldn't done it without you, chat. Couldn't done it without you, Jim and Chuck. I appreciate you being here. And Jason was here too for a little while. And honestly, we could have done it without Jason. Don't tell him because he's not watching.
Shh, 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 shh. I was waiting for him to say he was going to show the ape how to do a 9-to-1. That's a good laugher. Oh, 73.
I heard something come over the radio.
Yeah, I did.
We'll see y'all later. Thanks
Alright,
for being
7-3.
awesome, everybody. This was fantastic.